It's not really
No.
thematic. It's a great game.
I thought the same thing.
It's just not thematic. Hey folks, welcome to the Dice Tower. I'm Sam.
I'm JT.
This is the bottom 5 thematic games, numbers 10 through 6. You got to go over to our channel, the Flipside, to watch the top 5. We'll have a link in the description below for you to go there after you get through watching this. But thematic games, I'm a huge fan of theme in games. What about you?
Yeah, I like theme in games for sure.
Well, I think I'm almost to the point where I think it's necessary for me to really enjoy a game. I have to like the theme in order for me to like the game.
That's possible. I'd have to think of different games that, and I don't know if that's true. Because there's games on here that I could care less about the theme.
Really?
Yeah.
Then why are they on thematic
Because
list?
they're extremely thematic games.
Oh, but you don't
So
care
my
about
games are really, so I went through 1,000 games.
So did I.
I ended up with 30. And then it took me a long time to get those 30 down. Because I wanted games that all the mechanisms, everything else steeps, it all works for the theme.
For me, a truly thematic game, the theme, it would be hard to extract the theme from the game and have it still feel like the same game. For me, the puzzle is not enough sometimes. I have to have some type of involvement in the theme for me to enjoy the puzzle or the game end of it. So that's kind of what I mean by that. But I know you really like puzzles, and you really like the puzzles that the game presents you, and sometimes you just get steeped in that.
Sure, but there's games like, so spoiler alert, I didn't put Pandemics on here.
Neither did I.
Every Pandemic game is quite thematic. It doesn't matter if it's the barbarian hordes coming down from the north and you're defending against them as the Romans as they're coming at you.
Right.
Or whether you're playing base Pandemic and the pandemic's going crazy and you're trying to, if in a game, that's a good example really, if in a game I'm like, oh crap, the red disease is going crazy in China, we have to get there right now to stop it. If I can say that in a game, then that means I'm in the theme of the game. So that's a good example.
Isn't that just using the vernacular of the game, though? Not necessarily getting into the theme. You're just using the vernacular of the game.
That's all part of the theme, though.
Sure. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. All right. Well, that's that. Let's go ahead and get to it. This is our bottom 5 thematic games, numbers 10 through 6. Let's go. I am probably going to say on this list, it is insert whatever in a box.
Okay.
I'm going to say that a lot because the game comes in a box.
Because they're going for IP in a box.
There are a couple that are definitely on here that are definitely that. Okay. And this one is the first one. It flew under the radar for most people because it comes from a very niche, respected movie. This one's called Big Trouble in Little China, the game. And it is Big Trouble in Little China, the movie, in a box. And the company, Everything Epic, went to great lengths to put as much of the movie, from the quotes, the situations, the things that you have to do in the course of the game, all of that, into the game as much as possible, because they are very much thematic, motivated publishers.
Sure.
So this is just one of those games that I think I've played it only a handful of times in the times that I've owned in the time that I've owned it, but those plays all have been very thematic experiences, and they've been very much linked to my enjoyment of the movie as well. So that's my number 10. Big Trouble in Little China, the game.
We have made our lists the same but completely different, I think. That's okay. That's good. I left out story games and things like that because obviously I could put 10 campaign games on here, 10 story games on here,
absolutely,
and forget about all of the rest.
Yeah.
Whether even a lot of those, whether even the mechanics that you use don't have to be thematic at all, as long as you have a big story in front of you. So it's kind of a funny thing. But that's a good pick. Obviously, I wasn't picking on that, but mine, I was not picking on that. I promise. My number 10 is a game about making wine from Stonemeyer Games called Viticulture. I love, you're going to find out, but I love Euro games with a ton of theme in them.
You're going to find out.
Yeah,
Guy.
you already know. But you're gonna find out anyways. But in Viticulture, every single thing you do is based in the theme, whether it's planting your fields or harvesting your fields and getting berries or smashing those or getting grapes or smashing those grapes and making wines or fulfilling wine orders or having people come to your vineyard for a visit, have a tour, all of those things. Everything you do in this game is extremely thematic. I would say, especially if you're playing the Essential Edition, which you should, the Tuscany Essential Edition, and the Four Seasons board, because then you're not only doing all of that stuff, but you can only plant in the spring, and you can only harvest in the fall, and because you got to have time to grow, which leaves you for selling them in the winter. There's just a ton of cards, all of the people that you interact with. If you play the cooperative version, Viticulture World, then you have to do all of the things that, if you're in Peru, you have to deal with the people that actually were part of the wine industry in Peru.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with the kinds of situations that you would have there as you're trying to complete those. But everything in this game, from having the little deals that the little glass beads that are your red and white wine or your red and white grapes to making your wines is extremely thematic.
Yeah.
And that's how you make your points, and that's how you make your money, is by running a good vineyard and building it up. So that's my number 10, Viticulture Tuscany Essential Edition.
That's cool. All right, my number 9 is a game that was put out by the think tank Prospero Hall. Now, Prospero Hall did a lot of work with Funko games, and they've also done a lot with Ravensburger, and that's where this game came from, Ravensburger's line. And this one's called Jaws. Now, this is definitely family weight games, and a lot of thematic games carry, they don't necessarily have to, but they do carry usually a lot of heft to them as far as complexity is concerned. Because when you add in that theme, you want to make sure that the mechanisms are working with that theme, and that usually brings a lot of complexity with it.
Yep.
One of the coolest things about Prospero Hall was they were able to grasp the theme, put a couple of hooks into it, and that's it. So they were able to make some pretty lightweight family level games that were also very thematic. Maybe somebody might say they weren't thematic, they were more nostalgic.
Sure.
But that's a fine line for me.
Sure.
I think there's a lot of nostalgia that is wrapped up in theme when you play thematic games. And so Jaws is definitely one of those things. One of those games that's a very lightweight family level game, but it also was very thematic. It felt like you were running around the island trying to, first of all, hunt Jaws, put together all of the different equipment that you needed. All of the players were the different characters in the movie, and you all had your own special abilities, and it was very much a thematic experience, and I just have always really enjoyed the game. So that's my number 9 from Prospero Hall and Ravensburger, Jaws.
Jaws. Copy that.
Dun-dun.
All right. Sound effects are coming. All right. Well, my number 9 has a theme that's near and dear to my heart. No, that doesn't even make any sense. But this is from Guildhall Studios, and it's called Sea of Legends. If you ever wanted to be a pirate and be Jack Sparrow and chase down the ghost ship or whatever else you want to do, you can do that in Sea of Legends.
That's true.
In Sea of Legends, you're in the Caribbean, whatever you want to call it. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, you're there, and you're going around in your ship from port to port. You're chasing down French galleons and Spanish galleons, or French fleets, Spanish galleons. There might be a kraken. There could be a giant whale. There could be all these different things that are in the ocean, along with the other pirates that are going on. You have a lover in the game and a nemesis in the game, which you can do quests for and try to. Well, every pirate has to have a lover and a nemesis. They might be the same person. Hopefully not. No, you can't be the same person in this game. But in the game, it's just a very beautiful game. You can do whatever a pirate needs to do. You can be like, I want to go do this. I want to go do my nemesis. I want to go find out what they're doing so I can stop them. Mm-hmm. You can do anything you want. You can upgrade your ship. This is just a really fun kind of open world kind of setting game. But it's honestly, it's kind of on a lighter side of the open world setting game. It's not deep or complex in rules, so that's kind of nice. It's really quite nice, actually. Mm-hmm. So anyways, that's my number 9, Sea of Legends. This is a really fun game. Yeah. And the stories that come out of it. Everything you do, you have to pick your parts and pieces. You put in all the bad guys. You put in who you are, who your lover and nemesis, and it all goes in an app too. So the story is catered to what you do in the game.
Yep. And it keeps track of everything that you're doing.
And it keeps track of everything you're doing. So it's quite fun.
Yep, it's also a great example of app-assisted board games done right.
Yes.
I mean, it is superbly done. I don't even remember any glitches in the app or anything like that. It's all smooth as silk.
Yep.
Very good game. So
that's an
kudos.
Interesting statement. That's my only app-assisted, actually.
Really?
I didn't even think about that, but yeah.
Well, I was thinking as you were talking about it, it's also a huge story-driven game, and you said but it's not campaign.
It's not. There's no story. There's no campaign.
It's generated as you go.
It's generated as you go. Yeah. There's no, hey, here at the beginning, you have to go do the Holy Grail and then you win, whatever it is. There's none of that kind of stuff. There's not a read the story, this is what you have to do.
Yeah, that's correct.
It happens as you go.
All right, my number 8 is a time travel themed game. And I just thought it was and again, it's also on the lighter side. Most of the games that are on my list are going to be on the lighter side, at least on this half. On the other half, we get a little heavier, but this half has been largely a lighter fare.
Didn't you just say
games.
that mechanisms are better when they're heavier for thematic
I didn't
games?
say they were better.
Oh, they
I
are.
just said
They
that
are.
most of the time when you have thematic games, you also have heavy games.
Okay, gotcha.
But this half is the lighter fare, and this one is definitely lighter, and it's called Trekking Through History. One of the things that I liked about this the most is that it's all time centric. How many things you can do or how many places you can visit during the course of a round is all bent around how much time you're using to get back to it. The things that you're doing, you're going back in time to visit different eras or different periods or different events rather in history. And if you can't get to the right one, well, you can go back and visit your ancestors, because that's probably something we'd be doing if we actually had the ability to time travel as well, to learn from them and to spend time with them. There's a lot of really neat things going on. I loved the theme of it, and the theme, I've played other time travel themes, and they're good. Time Stories comes to mind. It's a really fun game. But it was more mechanical. It didn't really ever feel like I was traveling back in time. This one feels like you are, because you're getting to go visit all of these different things. The cards pull that through a little bit, because you can, while you're waiting for somebody else to do their turn, you can read about the different cards that you're going to visit, because it has information about. So there's a little bit of an educational value to it as well. I just really enjoyed it. I thought this was a very thematic game. It has its mechanics, and they're not really tied to the theme very much at all.
That's kind of funny, because I would say this is like a zero theme game. This could be anything whatsoever. It could be 1s through 10s, 1 through 50 card deck, and you could do the same exact thing.
No,
Yeah,
you can't
absolutely.
do that. No,
Absolutely. Just
no.
there's not a mechanic in this game that's thematic.
That's not true. That everything is based around time. You're spending time going back to visit these other parts in time, and it's very thematic. It cannot be just ones and zeros. That's an overstatement. My number 8, Trekking Through History.
It's a fun game.
It is a fun game.
This is for that, but there's 2 thumbs up for the game. If there's no controversy, there's no fun. That's my motto. Anyways.
There is truth to that statement.
All right. Well, my number 8.
It's crap!
Well, don't tell that to Al Pacino.
Al Pacino?
Or Al Capone.
Al Capone?
My number 8 is Scarface. From Redzen Games.
1920.
1920.
That's a good game.
In this game, this is such a good thematic game. You have thugs that it's kind of funny because the thugs are your workers or your placement. You place them out on the board as you go, but sometimes they're in the safe house and you can't use them, and you have to, so bad things happen. They have to go to a safe house and you're going to lose them. But in this game, you are a 1920s gang. It's all gangster. It's all about selling guns and alcohol, getting dealers so that they can supply you with those things. The board of Chicago is set up in districts, and there's little neighborhoods in each of those districts, and those neighborhoods will buy this stuff from you. You get to open up businesses, speakeasies, and casinos, and brothels, and whatever else. You get to open up businesses in there so you can make more money. The whole time, Mr. Ness, what's his name?
Elliot Ness.
Elliot Ness is chasing you around, trying to raid your establishments. There's cop cars that go around the different zones, and you can bribe them to go over to the other person's zone.
You won't get me, copper.
Yep. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff you can do in this. Everything's asymmetric. You have a hand of cards. At the beginning of the game, you take your associates and your mafia members. But at the beginning of the turn, you're going to play down whatever your plan is. You're making a plan to do something seedy in Chicago, and you're going to play down those characters in a group. And then depending on the abilities on those characters and what they have for strengths and weaknesses, you can do different things on the board, which is more of a worker placement thing and an area control mechanism. But this game is so much fun. The money's little bundles of money. Little barrels and
really
little
cool
guns. And you're selling them. Yeah, this game makes me feel like a gangster.
I don't know that gangsters would be playing a board game.
That's right. It makes me feel like a person playing a board game playing a gangster. That's my number 8. Scarface 1920. If you want to be a gangster, there's your chance.
That's a good one. That's a good pick. All right, my number 7 is probably, without having written down the actual weights of this one is probably pretty close to the lightest game on my list. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's so thematic, because you don't have to worry about any of the complexities that come with the game. You can just focus on the post-apocalyptic racing theme that is Thunder Road Vendetta. This is one of the most simple games to play, but it's also, for me, one of the most thematic. I can't tell you how many times I have been playing this game and I've actually stood up, witness me, because I'm all in. I'm like, let's roll these dice, let's get through. And it's fun because you almost don't even care if you win. You want to win. That's the whole point of the game. You want to survive and win.
Nobody wants to win.
Do
in this
all
game.
that,
You just
but
want to cause mayhem.
That's exactly what you want to do.
Winning in
You
this
want
game.
to cause mayhem. You want to cause as many explosions as possible. And if you're going to go out, you're going to go out where people remember and witness you. So that's why I included this one on my list. It is super chaotic. It's super random. And all of that fits very nicely into your Mad Maxian post-apocalyptic road race theme that this is. Really enjoy this one a lot. And that's why it's my number 7, Thunder Road Vendetta.
There's actually 3 games like that now that are quite thematic, which I really like. Thunder Road Vendetta being the most chaotic one, but Joyride was really cool. And that Demolition Derby style Joyride is really fun for that. And then Death Road's All-Star, which I think is my favorite of the 3. Joyride might be my favorite of the 3. But Death Road's All-Star, where you get to load up guns and stuff on here. This is like Death Race. and very tactical death race. So very cool, good pick.
Very good.
Nothing wrong with blowing up some cars, unless you're sitting in them.
Unless you're sitting in them, that's right.
All right, my number 7 is I'm driving a vehicle, but I don't want it to blow up in this one. I promise. This is called Sky Team from Scorpion Mass. Sky Team is a very thematic game where you are a pilot and a co-pilot, and you're trying to land an airplane. A very, very simple task to do, or possibly simple task to do. But
seemingly so.
But yeah, seemingly so. But you're rolling dice. You're hiding behind your player mat or your player board, and you're taking turns placing dice out on this board, which you're putting down the flaps and putting down the brakes and getting planes out of you, calling ahead to the control tower to get planes out of your way so you don't run into them. And you're managing your speed and you're managing your tilt. Your co-pilot's not paying attention, starts to flip the plane over this way, and you got to do the same thing the other way to counteract what they're doing. Like this is a cooperative game where your plane flies like this until it lands and you're happy to go. But yeah, this is a very fun game. It's, as far as the theme goes, like you are in, there's nothing, you're focused on what you're doing with that plane constantly, which keeps you. Now you could say, there's not a lot of, the theme is just very narrow, I guess, is the right way to say it.
There's not a lot of room to mess up.
Yeah, there's not a lot of extraneous things in that theme, but it is very cool. And there's lots of modules. You have to make the intern do work, or you have to navigate the fog, or fight against the wind, all those kind of things. But it's super fun. That's my number 7, Sky Team. I like to fly.
That was definitely on my short list. I didn't include it because I don't have as much experience as I want to in order to include it on a thematic list like this, but I would definitely agree that it is super thematic.
Yep.
It is super thematic. So that's a good pick. I struggled with how many solo games I was going to put on this list. And a couple of them definitely made my short list, and I decided to go with this solo game over a different one. They're both super thematic, but I like this theme better, and that's why it made my list over the other one. Oh, okay. This one's called Under Falling Skies.
Nice. This was on my short list.
Yeah, it's a super thematic. If you think Space Invaders, the board game, think Independence Day, the board game.
Independence Day, the board game.
That's really what this is. You have a mothership that's shown up, and it's sending out little fighters, and you have to send our fighters up to attack it. You have to try to learn the alien technology as fast as you can. You have to protect the base as much as you can by blowing up those fighters that are coming down, and there's just a lot of stuff, but it's all dice rolling, and it's all using the numbers on your dice in the right places in order to get all of this stuff accomplished. It's a super thematic game, and it's super fun. I just really, really, really suck at it. But
that's not an easy game, that's for sure.
The thing is, I really want to continue playing this game, even though it kicks my butt so much. I still really enjoy it, and that in and of itself, to me at least, is the moniker of a really good game.
Yep.
Because when you can fail at something so much and still want to come back to it, that means something. And there have been a lot of games in the past where it's had the exact opposite effect on me. Some games that are too hard, I'm like, I'm done with that. But this one, I still want to continue playing this one. So that's why it made my list. Number 6, my last one for this segment, Under Falling Skies.
Well, I guess that means my number 6, which I almost left off of this list because it's hit so many other lists, which I apologize for. But my number 6 is my only solo game on this list, and it is called Final Girl.
That's the one that didn't make my list for this one.
Final Girl from Van Ryder Games. The theme is everything in this game. You take on a final girl. You're in a location, whether it be the North Pole or Happy Trails Camp or out on a spaceship, and you face off against a big bad monster.
Right.
Or poltergeist or axe murderer or whatever else. You face off against this, or the big bad wolf. It doesn't matter. You face off against all of those things. And you really think your hand of cards is all of your things that you can do in the game. You can walk, you can sprint, you can sit down and focus with your head between your knees and try to make yourself less terrified. You can do all of these things. You can fight back. You can try to retaliate. At the same time, you're trying to run around the board and save the innocent people before they all get killed or eaten or whatever else by this monster. So it's a very thematic game.
It is.
It's just an awesome game. So I didn't want to put it on. Tried not to put it on the list, really.
Sure.
But it deserved to be here. So
no, absolutely.
And my number 6 is Final Girl.
Good pick. Absolutely agree with it. Totally. All right. Well, that's that. That is our bottom 5, numbers 10 through 6, thematic games. Here's the kicker. You can go right now over to the Flipside. That's where we usually put up content, and check out our top 5. You can use the link that's in the description below, so go ahead and give us a like and subscribe here. Leave us a comment here as well, and then head on over to the Flipside and catch our top 5. We'll see you there.
Thanks for watching and listening, and we'll catch you later.
See ya.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.